Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. After a couple of solid long days of thinking, I think I'm pretty set on my trades for this week. Let's go over TLT, the games, what I think's going to happen, and I'll explain my trades and why I did them, and yeah, let's go from there. So Manly and Para, first game of the round. I think with Manly having that bye, I think they'll come back a lot fresh. Obviously they will. And I think Para's defence, it just looks so leaky on their edges at the moment. And I think at Pines Park, a fresh Turbo and a fresh Garrick is just going to have a bit of fun, I think. And I think that old Parramatta are in for a 0-3 start to the season, coming from grand finalists last season. That's pretty bad. So I've got Manly absolutely giving it to Parramatta 20 plus Thursday night. So pretty happy with that. And that will reflect in my trades later on when I explain my trades. So Newcastle, Dolphins. Newcastle are absolutely hammered with injuries. Hammered. Their forward pack is decimated. Ponga's gone. Marnie's gone. Not Marnie. Brayley. Brayley's gone. I think the Dolphins are starting the season at 3-0. I mean, you would have been laughed at if you told someone that the Dolphins are going to win their first 3 games. You would have got laughed at. So I think Dolphins win, and I think they win comfortably. A lot of people are going straight to hammer for this reason. And I understand the trade because of the amount of money that he's going to make. But the following week, the Dolphins are up against the Broncos, and I can't see the Hammer scoring well against the Broncos. So yeah, grab him all you like for this round, as he'll probably make you cash. He probably will score a try. He probably will score well, probably get you 60, 70, 80, 90. He'll probably score well. But what do you do with him next week? Are you just bringing him in this week just for the cash grab to trade him out next week when his matchup against the Broncos is pretty bad? That's a waste of a trade. And a lot of people are going to get trapped into this idea of rushing to get the hammer. I'm staying away from that. Yes, it's a great cash grab, but I'm trying to think long term, and the hammer is not in my plans long term. So that goes with Asako as well. A lot of people are going to grab Asako. Not for me. I don't think so anyway. So Roosters, Souths. Roosters have got some players back. They've got Radley back. They've got Warrior-Hargraves back. The Roosters' win rate with Warrior-Hargraves in their side is 75%. So I think with the big boys coming back into the Roosters' side, they'll look better. And I think with everybody rushing to get Tedesco out, which I completely understand, giving his BE, he's got a bye next week, but you're trading out a player who was 2 moments away last week of getting 120. If he puts it together this week against the Souths, he'll ton up. And I think that a lot of people are going to be pretty upset trading Tedesco out this week and watching him ton up. Now, I know that there's probably a chance that he doesn't, which is fine. He might just get a simple 60-70 again. And it won't hurt you. But he's a gun. He's been there year in, year out. He knows how to score. It's more than just a game. The Souths and the Roosters game. It's a nice grudge match. So I'm keeping him in my side just for this week. And I know a lot of people are going towards players like Walsh. But I want to have one more look at Walsh. Just one more. He's up against the Dragon side this week, who didn't look too bad. They didn't look too bad last week. So I'm keeping Teddy. I'm keeping Egan Butcher for that exact reason. I think Egan, a lot of people are trading Egan out, which is fine. Completely understand. But I've had some other holes to fix in my side. Egan wasn't an emergency fix for me. So if Egan comes out and plots out a 50, 55, 60, sweet. I'm happy with that. He does his job. And look, I probably will move him on next week because I think that there's better options. The Storm have a good run coming up. I think I could just go from Butcher to Katoa. Even though Katoa gets his price rise this week, it might just be 70k. So it could just be a straight swap from Egan Butcher to Katoa. So he's staying in my side this week. I think he'll do a job. Roosters look better. They've got some manpower back in their forwards. I think it'll be a good game. So moving on, the Titans and Melbourne. So this game scares me a little bit because I don't own Grant, and I think Melbourne don't usually do back-to-back losses like this. Bellamy would have absolutely ripped the door off last week after that loss. So I believe Melbourne actually have a couple of players returning. So I think Tarek Sims is back. Kamakamicha's back, if that's how you pronounce his name. Who else? There's a couple of players. There's a couple of good players coming back. So I think with Melbourne bolstering their forward pack, it'll reflect really well with Grant as well. So I hate not owning him. I really hate not owning him, but yeah. I've gone elsewhere with my trades this week. I could have. I played around with my trades so much that there was a time where I did have Grant in my side. But I'll explain why when I get to it. So, Cowboys and the Warriors. I think Cowboys win comfortably in this game. Yes, there's no drink water, but there's also no CNK for the Warriors, so it kind of like cancels each other out a little bit. And I think with the Cowboys, they've just got better players at the end of the day. And I think that the Warriors, they're missing a bit of depth on their bench now with Jackson Ford being out. Look, Holmes, if you've got the balls to do it, Holmes is a good captain choice. I personally am not doing that, but I wouldn't argue against it given the Warriors leak points. And I think now is a perfect time for the Cowboys to hit form against a weaker side. So don't mind it, but I won't be doing that. Broncos, Dragons. Now, the Broncos go into this game in really good form, and there's a few trades that people are making. A lot of people are going Ezra Mam. I thought about it, and I went away from it because he scored 2 tries last week, and he only got, I think it was like 70 or 80. So you take away those 2 tries and a try assist, I think he got. So 2 tries and a try assist, and he still scored under 90. He could be a trap for a lot of people here because the Dragons didn't look too bad last week. And they don't play too bad up at Suncorp. So I had Ponga. Obviously, I had an option of whether or not I wanted to go from Ponga to someone like Ezra Mam, but I had Schuster in my second row. So all I did was I just moved Schuster down into my 5'8". I banked the 300k with the Ponga move, which was able to give me the ability to make some trades. So I don't think Ezra Mam is the guy, but everyone's running to him. Yes, they have a great draw coming up. They're spending a lot of time in Queensland. But I just have this feeling that Ezra Mam is going to be rocks and diamonds. So good luck to everyone with that, but I don't think it's going to be for me. Moving on to the Bulldogs and the Tigers game. That Tigers performance last week was probably the worst I've ever seen, or definitely in the recent years. And the only person that even warrants surviving in my side after that performance was Dewey. And I think Dewey got a 56 after they played horrendously bad. So he stays in my side. He's not going anywhere. I'm worried about the Bulldogs and the players that I don't have. So I'm worried about the damage that Karaz can do on that side. I don't have him, but I could have gone him, but I've gone with someone with more pedigree and more upside. So I've gone with one Bulldogs player this round. Well, 3 actually. I've gone with Alamotti, but Alamotti was already in my side. I bought Preston in. He just looks great, doesn't he? Like I think that if Preston can continue his starting spot, he's going to make a lot of cash. He's going to get up to that 400k range, possibly even more. In my opinion, he's probably buy of the round. So Preston goes into my side. Canberra Sharks, I really don't have much to say about the Canberra Sharks game because I don't have any Raiders players and I don't have any Sharks players. So that will change next week though. That will change. So I'm going to go over my trades for this week and I'm going to explain my reasoning and I'm going to explain my thought process for what I'm going to do next week. So I have thought ahead, which is key in Supercoach. So my 3 trades this week is I've obviously removed Ponga. I've slotted Schuster down into my 5'8". I've then put Preston in. I then had the cash to go Marnie. The cheese is gone. So Marnie comes in. A lot of people are going Wade Egan. I think that is Trap City. Egan is injury prone. He relies heavily on tries. I think the last 2 games are sucking people in and they're going to get found out this weekend when they play the Cowboys and Egan doesn't score a try and he lands on 40 points. So I'm going Marnie. I'm going for the minutes. He's an 80-minute hooker. I think the Bulldogs are going to do a job on the Tigers, and I think Marnie probably replicates his 90 from last week. So I'm very happy with Marnie, and I think he's going to be my leg up to Grant. He has a 0 break even, and I'm just I'm confident because even if Marnie, look, I don't think Marnie scores entirely worse than Grant. I don't know. I'm scared not owning Grant, but Grant is in my future plans, and I think Marnie will get me there eventually. My last trade, so I've gone Garrick. So I had Lachlan Miller in that side, and with the Knights falling apart, I just don't see how Miller can have that attacking threat anymore. Yes, he's going to have his hands on the ball a lot, but I don't see him being as efficient in attack than he normally would with a complete night side. Garrick comes in. Now, the reason I've gone Garrick is because I believe that with Turbo back in the side, they've had a week off. They're up against the Eels. I think Turbo is firing this week. I think he actually does get 110, 120 plus. And if that happens, what does that mean for Garrick? That means Garrick will probably ton up as well. So I don't want to miss out on that point, on those points. Everybody is using players like the Hammer, like Osako, to try and get the cash up to Garrick eventually. But I had the ability to get Garrick in now. So why not get him in now while I can? Now, that gives me 86k in the bank. My plans for next week, if Hines comes into the side, will be Sam Walker gets a cash rise. So Sam Walker will go up to about 700k. Now that means that I've got 786k to play with when it comes to Walker to Hines. Now all I need to do is just find 100k or 120k to try and go from Walker to Hines. Who do I sacrifice to go from Walker to Hines? It'll probably be Egan Butcher. Now, I could probably downgrade Egan Butcher to someone around that 350k mark that's making money. Maybe one of the Eels boys, Dury, someone similar to that price range. And then that way I've got the funds to just go straight Walker to Hines. So I'm not getting rid of Cleary. I think Cleary is one of those players that you will regret not having. So the last time Cleary had a huge BE of 140, 150, he ended up smashing it. So everyone's running out and they're like, oh, I'm going to trade Cleary out. He's going to drop in cash. You're going to want him back. So essentially you're going to burn trades to get him back. Just rest him. Just put him on the pine. Next week when he's got the Eels, Cleary is going to score well against the Eels. So I'm going to have Cleary, I'm going to have Hines, I'm going to have Dewey, and I'm going to have Schuster. And then everywhere else in my side is plugged. Garrick, Holmes, Turbo there. No Tedesco next week, but guess what? I'll probably keep Tedesco. I'll probably keep him. It doesn't matter if he drops cash, because at the end of the day, in 2 weeks' time, when I don't trade out Tedesco, I'm going to have Tedesco, Turbo, Cleary, Hines, Dewey, Schuster, Garrick, Holmes, Fafita. All of these people need to understand that you don't have to trade a player if he is going to be in your side long term. Trades are essential this season, and if you're going to waste 8 to 10 trades over the next few weeks of just bringing in players left, right and centre, it's going to hurt you come finals. It's going to hurt you come State of Origin. And I truly believe a lot of people are going to get caught out this year. So Cleary's staying in my side. Tedesco's staying in my side. I'm not moving them around. I've got plans. I've got the cash. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing over the next 2 weeks to make sure that I've got all of those premium guns ready to fire in my side. Okay, so going into my captain choice for this weekend, I'm going to put the V on Turbo. So the V's going on Turbo, and I'm going to see captain is so hard, because in a perfect world, I'd love to be able to go straight C on Turbo. But I hate going straight C on someone who is playing Thursday night. Because if he shits the bed, the rest of my weekend is ruined. So, I don't know. I am very confident. I'm very confident that Turbo or Garrick scores really, really well on Thursday night. But it's just that chance that they don't, and then the weekend's ruined. So, I don't know. I really don't know. Do you know what? Something's telling me that I should just go straight C. Something's really telling me to go straight C. Nothing else stands out for me. Hopgood's there, but he's in the same game. So it's not like I can go V on Turbo, C on Hopgood. That can't happen. I'm going to go V on Turbo, C on... You know what? Fuck it. I'm going straight C on Turbo. Let's do it. Let's rock and roll. If it works out well, I'm cheering. If it doesn't, let's rock and roll. There it is, boys, girls. Enjoy your weekend. Good luck, everybody. And I shall talk to you at the end of the weekend for a recap. See ya.